live. Let's see, I think we're on. I'm waiting for my phone to update. But hello and good evening. It is June 24th. Ooh, it says that's playing. So do I need to refresh this? I feel like I'm in the right spot. Let's see. New software today. New streaming software. Hopefully I can be heard. Okay, I see. I'm going to test my own little reactions here. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is June 24th, 2025. It is Tuesday night, and hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully everything is looking great. If you have been listening since the first little beginning there, I am using a brand new streaming software, new to me anyways, because we've had problems the last couple of weeks. So tonight I'm sharing with you my Stamp Club projects, which I titled this month Stamp Club Country BOHO, because the two cards kind of have a shabby chic BOHO kind of look to them. So they use a product from the annual catalog, which I spotted immediately when I first got the catalog and wanted to have it, and also uses an upcoming product that's going to be available July 1st. So with that, if you are watching this on the replay, hello, welcome, glad that you're here. Please take a moment to like the video, make sure you're subscribed, and you can ring the bell for notifications so you know when I am live. Also, please make and leave a comment, and if you have specific questions, make sure your question is very specific in the comments so I have an idea of what you're talking about. And you can also find me over on Facebook, Instagram, and all of those links are in the description. So is a shop with me, or you can do the little scan to shop with me now. Oh, that is amazing. See, I'm watching myself because, again, new setup, getting used to the new setup. So Monday is the last day for the Sweet BOGO sale. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Check out bundles that are parts of sweets, because that's a really good way to save like $20 or $30 depending. So it's any product in a suite. You buy one, you get one half off, and the half off will be the lesser of the items. So please shop smartly with the sale. So with that, we will switch the camera to the crafting. We'll check and make sure that everything looks good, and we will get started with the first project, because there are two on Stamp Club deals here. So we will switch. We'll do like another little adjustment here. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to show you the card first today, for this first card anyways. So we're going to make this little pop-up card, and what's really great is it can lay flat and go into the envelope. This is very similar if you follow me on my other socials where I share pictures. Not so much recently. I have pictures taken. I need to get scheduled again. But there was a cross around Easter going on, and this was kind of the same thing. So I'm going to show you how to do this. You will need to make sure to write the instructions, because this was my Stamp Club project, and I don't show the instructions for Stamp Club projects because that's a perk of Stamp Club. So, and I'm going to actually show, I promised Stamp Club people that I would show how to cut the paper. So we are going to do that, which will help you. So you'll notice in this sample here, the paper that I chose from the Country Wood suite, well, it is technically, you know, a continuing pattern. Because it's the wood grain, it doesn't really matter if it lines up. I'm trying to get the other one. Okay. But I am going to show you on how you would cut this if it was a pattern that was continuation. So we're going to do that first to show how to do the cutting of that. So you would get one that would look like this. So this is that beautiful paper, and this gives you that continued look throughout the whole scene. So we're going to do that first. Hey Mom, you can hear me okay? New software. No echoes or anything. That's the main thing. I was trying to test with myself and it's a little wild. Okay, so to cut this, so you would have a continuating pattern. For mine, you want your DSP to be, this is 4.5 this way and then 5 1/4 up and down. Okay, so the long ways is the 5 1/4 because think about it, we are lining this up on a card base, right? So like this. So I need to do, depending on how you're doing this, so I'm going to make it to where my first cut will be over here on the right side. You could do it where it's the left side, but since the way my trimmer is with the camera, I'm going to try to cut it this way. So again, this is 4.5, 5 1/4. So our first cut is going to be 1/2 inch. And then another 1/2 inch. I always cut down here, so it's a little different to cut up here. And then this next one is 2.5, which is the middle panel. And then 1/2 inch again. And so sometimes it's not like perfect, so I always take that last inch piece and try to eyeball it. And now you would have your full scene. So that is how you would cut that. So when in doubt, you can practice on a piece of paper that you don't necessarily like, even if it's a non-patterned paper. And what I'll do is I would just draw like a flower on it to make it seem like, to give me an idea of what the pattern would be and where that would be. You're making a triptych. I was like, I thought something was bad. So that was the example on how to do that. We are going to assemble now, but we're going to use the other DSP because I don't know if this stuff would look. Maybe it would. Which ones do I have? Are these the little purple flowers or are these pinky? These are the pinky ones. I have a couple extras. Are these purple? Yeah. Okay, so did I already take that out? No, I took the paper out. Yeah, so that's fine. Let's make it with this other paper. Why not? But where did I put my other sheets? I'm not really sure. Okay, so you are going to need a regular card base. So easy enough. We'll just set this off to the side. And then you need a piece. You're going to take the other half of your 8.5 by 11. So you're going to use 2 sheets. You're going to use a full sheet of 8.5 by 11. And you have 5.5 by 8 1/4. So this is 1/4 inch smaller than your card base. Your scores from left to right, you're going to score this along the long edge. 1/2 inch, 1 1/4 inch, then 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches, 5 1/2 inches, 6 1/4 inches, 7 inches, 7 3/4 inches. So feel free to rewind and pause and do whatever you need to do to take those notes. And then we're going to score them all. So Kevin Thiessen, I'm in a group with him, and he showed us how to make this card, and I think he learned it from somebody else. You know, it's just like a whole thing. Now, when he did his, he made his designer series paper pieces like the 1/8 inches instead of the 1/4. I just think it's a little easier to do the 1/4. So I am coming around, and I am use my bone folder, and so we're gonna make little binoculars with this. But do keep in mind that this is smaller, this first flap. So it's not like you can go in all the way, because then you're going to make this, is this a parallelogram, I think, versus a square, and we want a square. So if you take it and you have it like this, this is going to get it done the right way for you. So you can use tear and tape or Tombow. I'll use Tombow today. And you're going to run down on that little piece. And if you take this, and you're not going to fold here, you're going to do the second one. And you lay that down. I have some glue oozing. And then again, you don't want to fold it here, you want to fold it on that one there. And then when you pop it up, you have our little binoculars here. And then it's going to be able to go onto the card. So that was much easier than how I explained it during Stamp Club. Okay, so now this is going to adhere to the front of the card. So what I recommend doing is kind of lay it approximately in the center. Why did it get so dark? Is my computer not plugged in? It is. Okay, that was really wild. Okay. And then take it and then lean it this way towards the fold. So this is the base, and then this is the binoculars. But actually what I like to do, because this is where the glue is going to go, that'll make it easier. So we want it to be like this, and then that way we can line these two edges up. There's just kind of cats going all over tonight, so we'll see if anybody disturbs. Oh, see, it already squiggled out of the way there. Again, you could use tear and tape if you are a brave crafter. And then I'm just using that bone folder to get that glue to really squish around on that. And then it'll pop up. And then it would lay this way as well. I just find it easier to line the fold with the fold of the card base. So there is the card base. And then we're just going to put our pieces on. Let's see, are they, make sure I get everybody in order, which they're not. Ha 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 ha. Does this one goes here. How did I mess these up so bad? That one, that one. Okay, there we go. Keep them in order. So this is a little 1/2 inch piece, so again we'll use Tombow. Okay, good, the lighting's fine. I don't know, it's like my computer started to do something, I don't know. So there's the first one, which is actually on the base of the card, and then this is the first one that's on the little pop-up panel. So if you want to give this a try and you're a little scared of the continuous pattern, then just use a non-pattern paper like, hey, here it is, like this wood grain. Even though it has a continuation, you wouldn't notice the difference. Or like a watercolored paper, so maybe one like the back like this, you wouldn't be able to tell. I don't think this paper looks too bad. I do not think Coastal Cabana is in this paper set. But I think it kind of looks okay on there. Gives me another option. So you could see where you could do add a 16th or an 8th onto your DSPs if you wanted to. It's a preference, like how much of that border do you want. Some people would like to see more DSP, so they'll do those measurements, but there's some days I just like those simple measurements. So the half inch verse, it would be what, 5/8. So there we go. Yeah, this paper is, I just pulled this. This is a 6x6 paper. Should be available. This is the Thoughtful Journey 6x6 DSP. I believe it carried over from the last annual catalog. Lots of great scenes. I haven't used much of it because I thought I was going to do a workshop and I didn't, so I'm just like, just use the paper. Okay, so let's talk about the kind of the fun part of this card. If I can find my things. What did I do? The envelope. Oh, this is probably it right here because I'm not using this paper. So this is the Extraordinary Flora stamp set, and it comes as a bundle, and it's a single die. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, and it's one stamp, and the one stamp cuts out with the one die. So there's just one die. I need to fix a setting or something on this computer. It's acting like it's not plugged in, but it is. So I'm worried like it's gonna like shut down or something. So one stamp, one die, and it'll cut out all of these little pieces. Now with this, there's an optional washi tape. The washi is currently out of stock mid to late July, I believe is what it's saying. So add it to your wish list. So it's this wide washi tape. And what I've done is I've taken it and placed it onto white cardstock. You can see it hanging over here a little bit. And the washi will cut out just like the stamp will. Now you don't have to put this onto white cardstock. I had seen another demonstrator do it and I thought it really made the washi pop because it's kind of got that watercolor to it. And so I did the white, and I haven't done any other colors, but I think it would be really cool to experiment with different colors. Like maybe on Old Olive, what would it look like die cut out, or black, or pink, you know, fill in the blank. So the washi is, it goes the flowers will be more pinky, and then the next set is purple. So it's pinky flowers and purple flowers. So you're getting both. So I think it's really cool, and I have like all of these little leftover pinky flowers from my first sample. And so when you die cut it, you have this left over. And there's a couple sentiments for the, you know, extraordinary couple. You have congratulations with love, and you have this fun little thing. We're going to use that today. And so here's all my little pieces that we'll decorate our sentiment with. At first we will do some stamping. We're going to stamp the word celebrate from, let me find it. This is the Beautiful Motifs stamp set. And we're going to use the Thinking of You sentiment on the second project. This is the Celebrate I'm using on this one. And these are the dies. This is in the annual catalog. It's with the like gallery suite or something where the 6x6 paper looks like beautiful works of art. And we're using this die on the second card. So I'm just going to show you that now. It's part of a mega suite. So if that's available, you could, this is in a suite. The first set is not with the flowers. There's no suite with this, but this is part of a suite. So if you found another bundle part of a suite, you could get buy one, get one with this. Oh, Pooh's here. Nikki's here. Hey, Nikki. So I have Coastal Cabana, which is the card base. Again, we kind of changed up the paper on the fly here. And I'm just going to stamp that there. And then I got the little line, which is from the floral stamp set. I just think it's kind of a neat little... And it wasn't... What's kind of cool is it wasn't straight on the block, so it kind of has a little curve to it. And I have an inside as well. So we're going to adhere these onto the card. We can probably just use the tape now. I did not use dimensionals. I think I did one mini dimensional on a flower. So if this was a flat card, I would be using dimensionals for the sentiment. But since we're thick layers of cardstock with this funfold, we're just taping things down. And let's go ahead and put the inside in while we have the tape gun out. And then you get, for this card, then I just tried to do arranging. This is where yeah, things might get quiet because, you know, I start getting into the mood. And then maybe there's also kind of like this cute little sunflower daisy-esque one. Maybe we put that inside? I don't know. Maybe I can make that one work. So how's everybody's day? So last night I didn't have power for 2 hours. I was gonna like test all the streaming stuff, the new streaming stuff last night. Nope. It was the house diagonal from me, the tree. So I just think that blends in too much. The tree got the line, so there was 5 of us or something without power. They fixed it quickly. It was wild watching that guy just climb up that pole without a buddy. I was very concerned. He called, I could hear him out there talking on the phone up the power pole, and I was just like, is this safe? Where's a buddy? A buddy did show up. I heard him giving like directions, like where he was, and I'm like, shouldn't somebody be here now? I'm just gluing these together. Shouldn't somebody be here now while you've just shimmied up this pole? I was watching. I was ready to call 911. I didn't think they should be able to go up the pole without a buddy, but what do I know? I don't make the rules. I'm assuming he wouldn't have done it if it wasn't okay to him go up there. And I appreciate it. So I was without power for about 2 hours. Luckily, it wasn't real hot. I think the house just increased about 1 degree. So we'll take the 1 degree. You know, this doesn't look too bad with this paper. This is why I looked for the purpley flowers, because I think with this purple here. And then inside, we'll glue some of this inside. And that'll be the card. So again, the washi tape won't be available towards the middle end of next month because it has been a very popular item. And it's been out of stock. This is the second time it's been out of stock. So I was so excited when I saw this in the annual catalog. Let's put that one on there too. And what's so great with either the washi or even the stamp, I think and heat embossing them would be really great. And now I have all these fun little extras. So I think heat embossing would be great. And then having a hole and just die cutting a bunch. And they could all be gold or silver or whatnot. I mean, you could color them in too. And then, you know, and have them all over a card or have a ton of them for a scrapbook page. So having the one stamp, one die would make a lot of really quick and cool scrapbook embellishments. And then as you cluster them together, you get, I mean, the scrapbook people can really make those really cool embellishments. And then we'll finish this off with just a couple of these basic grays pearls that look kind of silvery. Where is my take your pick tool? I don't know. We'll do it like kind of the old school way. I don't want to hunt for it. And just do a slide and stick. There we go. So that looks pretty good. So this one's not boho-y. Because I was like, let's just make it with this paper. But here's kind of the boho one. So this is kind of the easier version because the pattern doesn't matter as much. So you could cut 4 half-inch pieces. So it would be 5 1/4. Yeah, 5 1/4 by half-inch. You would have 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. So if you do that continuating pattern, you have to be a little bit more on your game. Okay, so I think we are good. Show Nikki the bingos. I don't know what that is, but this is. So there's that. I think I like them equally. Definitely needed the purple flowers with this paper. I don't think the pinky flowers would have looked as good. And then the inside of this one, I have that rose there. So I like the celebrate sentiment because we could do, this could be an anniversary card. This could be celebrate your birthday, celebrate your graduation, celebrate your promotion, celebrate your retirement. The word celebrate really kind of helps incorporate a lot of activities. And again, this will, you can go flat into the envelope. Is there anything in this one? And I recommend if you put it, this down and slide it in, if you do it this way, the lip of the envelope will catch on all of the bling. So this does make it easier. However, if you were mailing this card, this one doesn't feel too bad. I will struggle with it to go this way if I was mailing it. And that is because, like, I would address the envelope first, and then I'll put it in. Because then when it goes through, see there's a little bump, when it goes through the machine forwards, it doesn't get the little bumps from the bling. So it is easier to put it upside down in the envelope, but for going through the post, I think it's smart to have the smooth as it goes through the zippy at the post office. Nikki loves this card. It's like so fun. You know, it does give you like this fun little thing. And if you could really zhuzh this up if it was like a hand-delivered card or just pay even more postage, you could really 3D up and I think do some crazy things. And then here's the very first one that I made when we were doing this, when I learned how to make it. This is the one that I had made. So this is like super cute. Alright, second card is going to be craft ink again. So last week we did craft ink. Today we're going to do craft ink. So this is, oh, I just love these huge embossing folders that we have now. This is the Sunflower 3D embossing folder that's coming July 1st. And if you haven't been on Facebook or Instagram or anything following Stampinup people, then, or if you have been on social media, you've probably seen this embossing folder everywhere. It is everywhere. Of course, everybody who's on right now that I'm aware of, we are Kansas girls and we need our sunflowers. This is such a great folder. So this is the use of this. I anticipate, as much as, again, I blink every time I scroll through, I'm seeing projects with this. So if you really want this for your fall projects, I would be ordering early on the 1st, because I have a feeling it's going to sell out, or, you know, go on back order. So we're going to use our craft ink and our brayer today to apply color on our embossed image. And so I've used Misty Moonlight. So this is just part of the folder. So this is the folder this way. What's my sample? I think my sample is actually that same angle. So with this, with the card front, when I was doing these, I did 2 at a time. But you could also have it this way, you know, so you could have like this large sunflower. So you could cut your card front and then really kind of place it in the folder to capture what you want. So I saw this, of course, online, and I have the second piece in there. And I knew that I had to do this, especially since I had seen this, and then I saw the technique that I did last week on the live. So I thought, well, this will just be a great deal. So we have the craft ink. It should still be pretty inky. So we're going to try to not re-ink it, but you may need to re-ink your craft ink before you do this. So the gal who I saw this, she has the new style pad. I don't think it really matters. And she swooshed it across. And I originally did that. But I wasn't too fond of how it looked. So this has to like sit and dry, because craft ink, you know, is wet. Let's see, I have some more extras. And since my brayer is colored, maybe, ooh, look at these just flying out. I might just go ahead and try to color these other 2 that I have. You know, I'm just going to do one. I'm going to do this one. No, yeah, this one that I have out. I'm going to save this here for somebody else. Okay. We could use our heat gun to set that faster. I'll probably make it with this one. You could do as little or as much as you want. Just that little craft ink, I think, really kind of gives that shabby chic look to it. So let me show you, when I swiped the pad across, I got the lines of the pad. I don't think it looks bad at all. It just wasn't the look I was going for. Oh, look, we're spinning. Okay. It wasn't the look I was going for. So I preferred the rolled on look over swiping the pad. You might like this, and that's fine. I think this is a little grungier, shabby chicier than this one. You could take your dauber and do the same thing. You could try with different colors. When I was designing this card, I used the Darling Duckling. So I think, you know, so you could really do a whole set of cards. You could do this with a folder you already have, the same kind of technique. But I don't know, there's something about these sunflowers that are just mwah. This, after you're done with this, you can just take it and rinse it under the sink. I am not going to do that right now because I'm with you all. So I am going to take this chamois, take it off there. That's what's really great about this. And I'm just going to wrap this so it doesn't dry out. And I will rinse it off when we are done. And then that's really the card. It's just going to be a regular white card base. We put this on crumb cake, which really gives us kind of that country feel. And I showed you those dies. I have a little label here. This label is from the butterfly dies. It's actually the Beautiful Butterfly Hybrid Embossing Folder. That's how Stampin' Up! Describes their hybrid folders. They're with the dies. They're described as a folder, not as dies. And this is Misty Moonlight ink here. My sentiment is a little less straighter than I would like it to be, so that'll be better. Thinking of you. Again, a great sentiment. Thinking of you on your birthday. Thinking of you because of get well. Thinking of you sympathy. So thinking of you, great sentiment. So you could have the card ready to go for multiple reasons. The little fat kitten seems like he's going to try to come over here. I don't think so, buddy. You just stay right where you are and curl up in your little bed. I'm just being a little cautious because I know that ink is still a little wet. This is a little crooked. That's fine. We're going to do dimensionals to pop up this. Another thing that's great, since it's that large size folder, again, you could use this as a layer on a scrapbook page with it being that large, gigantic size, the oversized. Let's see. This way, I feel. And we'll do a little, you could use glue dots. I'm just going to do a tiny bit of Tombow here, a little Tombow there. So white little frond and a crumb cake frond just to bring out those layers underneath. And then we'll use dimensionals for the sentiment. And what's nice, even though this label is tiny, it is going to fit the regular size dimensionals. But if it was even smaller, we've got mini dimensionals, which are fantastic to use. And I'm going to finish this off with some of my favorite adhesive sequins. These are like the neutrals. What do we call these? Neutrals adhesive sequins. So there's like these coppery ones, these white ones, there's gold, and I think silver. I use the gold ones, I think, all of the time. And again, I don't know where my Take Your Pick tool is. So we will do this kind of an old-fashioned way. We'll slide in place. And really the sequins aren't too bad. My nails are extremely long right now. And then we finish with that. And here is this one. So here you can tell I have a lot more ink placed on there. And even it kind of shows up there a little bit, which isn't too bad. That's just because of how hard I'm pressing down. And so here's this one. So it just kind of gives you an idea. I mean, all three of them, this is probably like second least most amount of ink. Again, I don't think there's right or wrong. And then here's like the one with using the ink pad. You could do the same thing with using maybe a different color ink or layering your ink with the brayer on white or very vanilla. That would be very interesting. Or use the lemon lolly, the very light yellow, and maybe roll crushed curry over it maybe. I feel like this could be one for me that when I'm feeling like I want to do something repetitive and crazy, I could probably go wild experimenting with colors. And what's great, because it is the large size, I can cut these fronts. So these are 5 by 3 3/4 fronts, and 2 will fit in there. You don't have to do, you know, so I could do different, I could cut lots of different colors and then have fun with doing the color. You could use pastels on it, the chalk pastels, or the daubers, and do colors individually. I think it's really pretty cool. So I'm very much looking forward to this. So on July 1st, there are going to be a whole new line of online exclusives. There's going to be some Halloween, a little bit of Christmas. I was a little disappointed about the Christmas offerings on the online exclusive, if you ask me, but they were cute. I was just hoping maybe for something a little more but I did pick up this is coming, this little tractor and all these little dies. So what I do love about this is I can do Christmas tractors, because I am hoping to do Christmas in July again this year. For me personally, it was great to have, I don't know, I had like 12, 15 Christmas cards made already doing the Christmas in July videos. So I do plan on doing a video next week. The week after, which is after the 4th of July, I don't know for sure. But I do really like this one, and there are some very pretty, some really great products, I think, coming. There is definitely something for everyone. Talking to demonstrator friends, like a lot of demonstrators feel like this online offering is one of the best. And then we're going to have the September to December mini catalog and more online. It's so great. There's just new product, and there'll be 2 new kits. So let's just say, well, this Amory, this was titled BOHO. Well, when you put the 2 original cards together, they look very boho country. Yes? You know, then we add in the schnazzy girl. Still kind of country though, right? Like, it's like prairie countryside. Country sunset. Look at that change. See, that's part of the new thing. I found that out. So, again, reminder. I know I did not do a newsletter today. There wasn't anything new to say, so there was no real news. But we are in the final days of the BOGO sale with the suites. So make sure you go and you check that out. You're going to earn Stampinup rewards, or Stampin' rewards off your purchases as well. So if you have questions about anything, there are a lot of things that are out of stock. But if you are shopping the sale, make sure you're really watching your cart, because you could go and put 2 bundles in that qualify, and then you're like, oh, I really like this ribbon, and that ribbon was part of a suite, and that ribbon's going to be your half-off item. So you don't want to just save $4 or $5. You want to save that $20 on dies or bundles. So just take your time when you're shopping here the rest of the month. Again, a reminder, the paper pumpkin next month is a strawberry box, so strawberry themed. That might appeal to some people if you're looking for some summer projects, and they are cards. I know last week I said I needed to post about that. It is still on my list. This time of year, you know, if you've been with me for a while, you know, it's just tough because I'm doing a lot in the garden. And so, you know, priorities shift a little bit, but I'm always trying to make the Tuesdays. So thank you all for being here. Again, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm glad that you've made it this far. Just a reminder to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell so you know when I go live. Follow me over at Facebook and Instagram. There's links in the description. And yeah, we're going to see you next week. And mail a card out. Mail 2 cards out this week. Mail your cards. Make a card, mail a card, okay? For my case, it's make a card, mail 10 cards, because that's what I need to do. I need to finish up and do my last set of June birthday anniversaries. So that's on my list. If I get them out by the weekend, I'm going to feel pretty good about myself. Just a lot of things going on. So thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next Tuesday.